Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile is a new Netflix original series based on the court case of Ted Bundy. Yes, this is mostly about his court case and his relationship he had with his girlfriend and another woman who eventually became his wife and mother of his child. This deals with no killings of his at all, which just seems to kind of be a theme right now. We got the Jeffrey Dahmer, My Friend Dahmer movie, where it's about Dahmer before he's a killer, so they're taking killers and not putting the killings in the movies, which it's weird. I watched this movie days ago, and I tried to record a review for it like 10 times, and I was so confused on what to say, because these are the kinds of movies that I'm super contradictory over. My thoughts towards them, I confuse myself, because I don't like violence in real life at all. Nothing, zero like of it. So I don't fucking think serial killers are cool. I never did. I never will. And so when they make true stories like this and they kind of glorify the killer, the real life killer, and they base it on the actual events. It's not like a branch off where it's like loosely based, like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Psycho or something, where it's based on Ed Gein, but it's not really Ed Gein. When it's much more personal, when it's much more obvious, and they use the real names and all that stuff. I feel very weird about watching a movie for entertainment where I get to see a reenactment of people's worst things they ever happen to them, whether it be the victim or the family. You know, imagine having a loved one that was brutally murdered by a fucking Ted Bundy or somebody, and to have it put up on screen, to have your daughter, to have your fucking son, your wife, your aunt, your brother, whoever, someone you love, to be depicted by some actress or actor or whatever being brutally murdered for people's entertainment. It's poor taste. But at the same time, this is where I become contradictory, because making a movie about a serial killer and not really focusing on his serial killing or his mass murdering or whatever he was, he's a serial killer, it just becomes a little less interesting, because that's unfortunately the most interesting thing about them. That's what made the movie happen, is because they're a killer. So it would be like focusing on a fucking car racer and making the movie with them, or an astronaut, and they never go into space. They never actually get on a spaceship. They never are at NASA. You'd be like, what the fuck? It's just, that's what's interesting about these kinds of movies, where they take a serial killer and they don't actually focus on their killings at all. Now, that all being said, is it a good movie? Yes. Did I love the movie? No, it's hard to love a movie about Jeffrey Dahmer, but I will say that I thought that Zac Efron was really good in the movie. Now, when I saw the footage, because I did watch some of the documentary that the same director here did, Joe Berlinger, who did one of my faves, Blair Witch 2, which everyone hates, but I champion like a motherfucker. We got Jeffrey Donovan in here playing one of the lawyers, which I thought was amazing to see them reunite after working on a movie like 15 fucking years ago or more that was horribly panned. But Jeffrey Donovan became a fucking a star on that Burn Notice show, and has done a lot of really cool work since. But seeing them reunite, I was really, really excited about when I saw them. I was like, oh my God, a reunion between Blair Witch 2 people. Anyway, but Zac Efron is great. But when I watched the documentary and I watched some of the footage of Bundy speaking, he did it pretty well. He was very convincing as the charming, good-looking guy. I mean, that's kind of Zac Efron, and he does play it well. He's got this, kind of fucking 1,000-yard stare in his eyes when he loses it, and he can kind of balance in between, back and forth between the good guy and the evil guy. We don't really get to see the evil guy almost at all in this movie. This is almost all his charming side. We barely, and I mean barely, get to see the psycho behind those, that facade that he put on for the general public and for his girlfriend and for everyone else. I think that kind of adds to it a little bit, because we are aware. So if this was just a fictional movie and we knew he did those killings and this and that, I don't think this movie would have worked at all, because we would never have gotten to see the other side of him to be afraid of him. But because we know his actions, because Ted Bundy's name is so synonymous with the serial killing, that we fill in the blanks of that other side. And so it's able to work on this other level where, we can, fill in those blanks, as I said. But overall, I thought the movie was good. I thought Zac Efron's performance was great. I thought that all the acting was really good. The production value was high. It was a well-made movie. And this is where I contradict myself. I do feel like it would have been more interesting to have a few of the killings in there, especially when he broke out and he abused all those girls in the sorority house and whatnot. But at the same time, I don't want to see it. So I contradict myself. I don't know what I would want. This is why I don't really like these movies. I don't really watch these movies. But I wanted to watch it for his performance. And yes, he does the good guy very well. I think he could have done it a little better if you watch the videos. Bundy felt a little more aloof than Zac Efron felt in this movie. He felt more calculated and together, and Bundy felt more just kind of lost in the clouds a lot of the times during his interviews. He'd be like, ha, 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 no, ha. He felt like he was like a stoner or something. Charming, yes, but I don't know. I didn't watch a lot of his court stuff where he was like, on trial. But all of his interviews where it was just him sitting down with someone, he was just so nonchalant, just like, whatever, everything's all fun and good. And I don't know. Efron felt a little more sly. But, that's just a teeny criticism. All right, I'm done with this review. So it took me forever to do this review because I didn't really know what to say. What did you guys think? You guys watch it? Is this something you were looking forward to? Was it a big letdown for you? Did you like it? What did you think of Zac Efron? Let me know. I'll see you down below.